Hey there everyone, this is Dandy Dragon, and today we have a community 4v4. Now, let's get started. On the north end of our team, we have Xerinium as the Ayubids, Shogun on English, good old Dandy on Joan, and Mediocre Grandpa over here on Japanese. Our opponents across the river, we have the Byzantines from Prautos, I guess. Once Abbasid, and as per usual, can't read languages besides English, a little bit of German, but definitely can't read that. So he's just green. Over here we have Mad Husky on Abbasid as well, and lastly we have Lab over here on French. Now, for Mongolian Heights, a lot of sheep spread throughout the map, especially along the middle of the river. You can see there's just a good amount. There's 2 here, 2 there, 2, 3 there, 1 there. There's some up and around here. He found a good number over here though on the hill. Good for him. Over here, Danny, myself, get quite a few sheep over on this end. So, pretty standard, good sheep haul, just going over to the middle. Though there is a fair number of sheep just kind of spread throughout. You can kind of see like 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. They're kind of just spread evenly throughout the map, but I would say about half of them are along the river or near the river. Alright, we're gonna go a little bit faster for this game. It was a bit of a long one, big of a dragged out bare knuckle fight. So we do see that the French player Lab is going for an early dock. I'm not really a fan of that on this map. Not only does he have to walk really far away to get that set up, but on top of that, now like his age up is being heavily delayed, which is going to really slow down any night aggression. Yes, it'll give him a food boost for the later game, but that's not going to hold a lot of value if he can't gain control of middle to begin with. And especially as his allies are all civs that kind of want to boom up first, go castle, or go like 2 to 3 TC. You're not going to see anyone putting out the aggression to kind of take control. Though that is a amazing sheep haul for Lab. Very good for him. He's not going to be short on sheep anytime soon. Won't get food starved. So between fishing... Oh, double dock. That's an interesting decision there. That's really going to slow down any... form of aggression from him, though it is going to save him wood that he doesn't have to build any houses, as the docks will cover that for him. But man, he's got to really hope that he doesn't get harassed for that to really work off. Myself, I'm already aged up, gonna get some knights out and get out the aggression. My usual double scout giving me a lot of sheep. Oh, there's the one little sheepy there. One little sheepy. We do see Xerinium here getting his stone, likely for second TC. We see that Shogun is already going for a second TC, gonna boom up. And then, let's see. Yep, we're seeing that the Grandpa is also going for second TC. Already has more than enough stone. And honestly, he could switch over to gold at this point. That's a lot of excess stone, though he may be trying to get enough stone to upgrade it as well. The Abbasid second TC from Mad Husky is already getting denied. And honestly, my goal was to just go for yellow, and I just happened to see that along the way, so just got to delay them for free. Yep, and this is going to take the French off of golds right away, which is not what he wants. Like, to lose gold this quickly... He's not going to be able to get on knights right away, and honestly, that's really risky bet. He's going to lose another bill for that. That's 1. Will that one go down? Yes, he will. You can see yellow is finally able to start producing knights, which is good for him. He really needs that. But at this point, he's already lost a fair few vills. His economy 33. I'm at 27, so he's definitely getting a lead though here. That those docks, that's giving him 7 fishing boats, and the fact that he has a faster production speed is going to be really good for him. So this may start paying some good dividends at this point. Though the Night Mass, let me see, I'm at 7, or technically it's going to be 5 because I have Zhone and 2 scouts. And that's Zhone down. Yep, he has less military than me to start out with. He is getting trade online with Chamber of Commerce. Honestly, not a bad play, just in so much that he's already, like, he needs to get gold and he has good food income, so you might as well go for the thing that can guarantee that. Though he is going to lose some knights here, though we both kind of just trade our armies there. Kind of sucks, bad micro for myself. Though more knights are coming up. The Abbasid player here on triple TC. This Abbasid player on triple TC. Looks like they're securing their trade routes, which is not a bad play at this point. The Fringe player just kind of taking all the aggression for his team, which kind of makes sense. You want to slow down the aggro player, and he did boom up quite a bit. But once again, he doesn't have a lot of military numbers to really like protect his boom. But with his allies having boomed up pretty heavily already, he should be good here shortly. Like even the Byzantine players on double TC. I do my usual double markets. I guess Grandpa went for triple TC. Not a bad bet, not a bad play. That's going to allow him to keep up with the boom of the Byzantines. We're going to have triple TC from Shogun, and then a castle, and then double TC from Xerinium there. So everyone on our team is doing a pretty heavy boom. Xerinium, though, did get castle first, so he is also out grabbing relic. So that's going to make up for the fact that he didn't triple TC. And the aggression still just being carried by the dandy French knights, while my team continues to just boom up and get their economy stabilized. Honestly, I'm a little surprised. Like, I was in the game, obviously, and I did not know how much my team was booming. I was focusing mainly on just trying to keep them in their base and not worrying about my allies. That was my only real goal here. So this is going fairly well. If we look at the total resources, Xerinium doing very well, can likely go imp here soon. We have Dark Shogun, who can definitely go imp now. Yep, and there's the Berkshire right on the fishing. That's gonna suck. Yellow's economy is, yeah, 9 fishing boats. He even invested a galley into this. That's a lot of pressure or a lot of resources he's invested out into this. Now, it's definitely paid for itself at this point, but in the same hand, like, you want it to continue paying off and just kind of being like an overall net benefit. And he's just kind of going to lose everything he built up here. Yep, and there goes those. Xerinium dropping a keep on the river as well, right here next to the choke, giving himself an advantage point. I would have liked it a little bit better if it was back here, just to kind of be a little bit farther outside of coverage. And these fishing boats immediately going to get taken out, and that's going to be Yellow's whole fishing economy just kind of ruined. He is going to try and get it set up over here, and too little too late, I think, at this point. That fishing economy's kind of gone at this point. And 2 traders, yikes, 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 yikes. Losing a lot of Xerinium heavy on the relics. Good for him. He is really just stabilized that economy. Yellow losing a bunch of vills over here, trying to get that dock up and get on the gold, it looks like. Yeah, I had caught that out right about here, all the way over to here. A lot of economy down. Yellow just immediately taken out of the game. That is not good. If we look at military units lost, that is 53 for Yellow. That is not good. Obviously, I've lost the second most, but I'm also the only one who's been fighting at this point for my team. Though immediately the opponents are going to try to push in, and their angle just being really awkwardly messed up by that Berkshire. Obviously, Teal coming up for Dandy. Luckily, I still have enough of a Night Force that I can kind of hold that back, force him to go around. And so even Xerinium comes over to assist, though he pulls back, a little surprised. I guess he's really trying to find who the easiest target is to try to put in some pressure, and so far not having luck. He's going all the way up for Grandpa. Grandpa though is on triple TC, all of them upgraded. That's going to be a really nice economy for him if he remembers to make fills. Grandpa he's an old man, you know. Old man has trouble keeping up sometimes, but it's okay. He is making a bunch of mounted samurai. He's got his bannermen. He can easily help out with this fight. And we do see that Orange comes up as well, but between Xerinium, Shogun, myself, and Grandpa, that army is just cleaned up. Both of their forces are taken out, and immediately that is some huge losses for the side. None of them with the positive KD except for Green. And Green is just, he's going on the harass, it looks like. He's not wanting to take any head-on fights. They do take down Grandpa's wall there, which is going to suck for, like, our defenses, because obviously we don't want them getting through our base. And yep, those guys are going straight for the trade. One Vil only building the wall, that's rough. Now, what needed to happen here, Grandpa definitely needed to just grab his Vils and just put up a stone wall right here with them. That would have gone up faster, and it would have saved us a lot of trouble. Instead, Grandpa is going to lose all his Vils, and that wall is not going to go up in time. That is rough. Luckily, at this point, we don't have heavy trade, but still not something you'd like to have happen. Our opponent immediately going for the scoot and shoot, just being a pain in the butt. Always sad to see this is the default ABBA play. It's good though. There's a reason people do it. It's a very effective, like, if you have the micro for it, you can just do that all day, and he has a very passive economy. He doesn't need to micro this, so he can focus all his micro just on the military. Though this army will get cleaned up just because of Desert Raiders and Mounted Samurai. So overall, that is a win for the Dandy side. Once again, we go to the KD. It is looking very good for the Dandy team. Everyone on a positive except for Grandpa, though he did just lose a bunch of Vils to that hit. And only Green for the opponents are doing well. In terms of the income per minute, we're seeing that they're doing very well. That's 2,000, 3,500. Like, that's a lot per minute for Mad Husky. Green not doing so great. Yellow not doing so great. The Byzantines Prouto doing alright, though still not insane. Like, definitely no Mad Husky. And Mad Husky seems to kind of be carrying in terms of economy. Though Shogun's doing very well. Xerinium's doing very well. Grandpa, kind of mediocre. He's a mediocre Grandpa. It's all right. He'll get there. And then obviously I'm not doing great either. That's the sad part of Zone, is that you don't have any eco benefits, so you don't have any big bonuses to help carry you. Sadly, I wasn't able to finish off their siege, and once again coming for the trade. They're going to need some siege, though, to get through this. And we got double layered walls getting up over there. That's going to slow down any aggression on that end. And, man, I need to... If I want to help out with these fights, I really need to get up some better economy. Oh, bad micro for me. Just let my army run straight into those camels. And that's bad. That is a lot of camel archers. Those are going to really put a dent on. Those Revoltmans, though, oh man, they're so strong, but camel archers do mince them up. Luckily, we do have Berkshire here to help equalize this fight, along with an additional keep. Shogun's defense is really carrying this holds, as a lot of our DPS is from that. Still no siege coming in to take out that wall, so they're not able to get on our trade quite again. We do see that Xerinium is making a forward base on them on the other end of the river. And all of us are continuing to just kind of pump into this choke. I'm going to drop the Red Palace here, try and get the defense even heavier, as they've invested a lot themselves into this location. Orange being the forward on this location already, so this is where he wants to attack from. Yet all three other players are investing keeps here to help hold this choke. Like, if they try to go somewhere else, they're gonna find they don't have a lot of infrastructure to protect it, though the same could be said about us. We are seeing that Xerinium's military and the Tower of the Sultan is blocking my vills, which is stopping them from being able to put up the Red Palace, though they will get on it now. And honestly, having a Red Palace with a Berkshire to just hold a flank, man, that's good. We do see that the walls are probably going to go down here as Rams are getting pushed up, and nothing's over here to stop them from getting through, which is really a pain in the butt. Shogun putting in some work over here with the cannon to try to take out the keep, and sadly it does not go down, though they do not repair it, so they are getting through. Yep, right there. My vills, yep, not even putting up an emergency wall yet. And does that keep fall? Yes, oh nope, they are repairing it just barely. And yep, they get through onto the trade. Danny trying to get up the good old wall. I try to get that up so because obviously camel archers can't destroy buildings very quickly. So if this goes up, then they're not going to be able to head in further to our base. Though, given enough time, they will break through. And oh, Grandpa needed to seal the choke, not get around behind. So they are going to get through. Immediately, I'll set up a new market, and reinforcements will go back to deal with that, while Shogun with the Red Palace and the Berkshire and a keep will just hold this position. Luckily for us, they don't have a lot of military to push out with, so they're gonna lose a lot trying to push forward into this. Red Palace immediately gonna get garrisoned by myself, and it'll take down a lot if they try to push in. You can see they're scared to push forward. They'd rather just let the harass get through. And yikes, just economy getting bled here from all sides. I lost a lot. Shogun looks like he's losing a lot of villagers. Luckily, he is on triple TC, so he can replace them very quickly. That still sucks. You don't want to lose economy like that. Orange running right in, once again, going for economy. Orange and green really just going for the same strat of let's pump out and just do as much eco damage as possible. Meanwhile, we do have Xerinium and Shogun who are just holding this point. They are not letting anyone through at this point, which is good. This is what we need. We need to just hold the front and just not let anyone else into our backline. We can't let stuff like this keep going. If we go to the military, I got bled. My eco got slaughtered. My military got slaughtered. I cannot deal with camels. So I'm in the pits of hell. Shogun's like just throwing military away to hold the middle. Grandpa trying to reestablish himself. And none of us on our team are doing great, though Xerinium still hasn't been pushed out of this area yet, which is good. It's going to allow us to have a controlled flank. And once again, green coming in. Just a couple rams just being the pain in our butt. Camel archers continuing to just be an annoyance. Yeah, man, our economy is getting slapped around. Finally, the harass from Orange is getting dealt with, and man, it's a rough time. Walls are going to not get finished here, so once again, nothing to really stop the camels. Just military getting thrown in to try to push them back slowly but surely. At the same time, this middle is just being held by Shogun and Xerinium. Honestly, they're doing about 90% of the work right now. Grandpa just trying to stop them from getting into our trade, but bleeding economy. My military constantly just running around dealing with the running around camels. And man, it is rough to deal with. Luckily, these Shogunate castles are hitting like trucks, so whenever they get on or get near them, they're going to be able to just take them out very quickly. And yeah, this guy, he likes to do the old Abbasid, just keep running camels through. Trade continuing to just be slowed down and harassed. Green continuing to push through, just trying to kill whatever he can. If we look at Grandpa's economy 64, myself at 84, just constantly trying to produce to keep up. Not where you want to be at this point in the game. But let's continue. Man, gotta put some credit into the Shogun and Xerinium. They are holding this flank. Just a constant flood of camels pouring into them. Byzantine crossbows, siege, and elephants pumping in. And they're even taking out the keeps. I do know before the green I pushed in, I had managed to take down Red Palace with mass bombards, though that might have also been their trebs. That might have been a different push. We do see Xerinium. He's going for a cheeky little play here. He's walled off this flank, and he's preparing a lot of siege over here, it looks like. Just mass culverins. And if we could get on their trade like they've been getting on us, that would be super helpful to just slow their gold roll. Especially for, well, I guess they don't have a ton of trade. It's mainly green and orange. I'm surprised yellow doesn't have... Oh, yellow is trading down to the neutral, it looks like. That's not a bad play. That is the smart way. That is what I'm doing here as well. Though my trade is just now getting fixed. You see the fight continues to rage in the middle. The forces of Xerinium, myself, and Shogun are just continuing to pour in. So for those who don't know, the best counter for elite camel archers in a choke, unless you have mass mangonels that can be protected, is honestly just horsemen. They do have a plus 13 damage versus range, giving them 25 baseline damage. Even with the camel archers decreasing their total attack, they have no armor, so to speak, so they're still taking like 18 damage a hit. So they get hit pretty hard by just normal horsemen. No, yeah, this is a rough one. Just constant forces pouring into the middle. You can see the KD is starting to equalize, but Shogun just carrying with that kill count. Half the kills from our entire team are from him alone, and that's insane. That is good. We do see that Xerinium's taken out the green wall and putting up his own, and forcing green to make his own wall there. We can see that I did try to do some split pushes into their trade over here, but the cataphracts are going to clean them up. Meanwhile, the middle is just a horrific bloodbath. Trade finally secured, though, for the dandy side. We got some walls coming in, which is good. Obviously, over here has been secured. And we do see units starting to mass over here from Xerinium, trying to get in a flank, doing to them what they did to us. Forces just continuing to pour in. Camel archers do be loving the grind. Very cost-efficient units. They have high damage at 20 baseline, plus they obviously have bonuses versus light melee infantry like spearmen, and gunpowder units like the Janissaries and the like. They will counter hard. But against Arbaletiers that have the +5 ranged armor with a baseline, oh, I guess I'm not sure. I guess I don't have the. Oh, there we go. I don't have the full upgrades though, so they are going to still get hit fairly decently. The crossbows themselves though will do a decent baseline damage, so trading fairly well into camel archers in terms of cost. The push from Xerinium finally coming up in the far east. He is going to get on top of the yellow's economy, which is good. Going to do some damage there. He is sending the siege up into the traders, and honestly I do like the Tower of the Sultan here, as it does archer ranged attacks. It will passively kill traders as they come through, along with the fact that obviously it will do heavy damage to buildings. It is doing 600 base damage a siege, so it ignores all armor, it ignores any like torch armor, whatever. So these markets are going to get taken out very quickly. And we do see that yellow is needing to be saved by orange, which is going to free up a lot of pressure from the middle at a very good moment. At this point, if orange was still pushing, we would have been pushed back to our side of the river. which is obviously not where you want to be. We want to be fighting as close to them as possible and breaking through to them. Sadly, Xerinium's push is going to get finished off here, but not before most all of the trade is handled. Sadly, Orange's will still be online, but that is going to slow down his trade, which means he's not going to be getting that same wood income, which is, well, I guess that's basically only hits because Green is trading over here, though he does have a lot of idle traders. Orange can just rally to that, though. Is his traders still going? I guess not all of them. Obviously, the Chamber of Commerce being down means that they're not going to get anything through that. Both Yellow and Orange now being forced over here. Yellow just seems to be struggling. He is now on triple TC to catch up economically. He did go Guildhall. Definitely the better landmark in this situation, as it's turned into a long game grind. But at that point, I did not go. That is what I'm getting at. I had to go Royal Instant, or oh, I did go Guildhall. It was a different game. So yeah, both sides going Guildhall. It looks like I've managed to not pull it as often as him. And you can see, yeah, mangonels can do some good damage against the camel archers, but only if they're allowed to continually fire. So when you lose your front line to protect them, it is back to the drawing board. Once again, though, Shogun, or not Shogun, Grandpa. Well, I guess that he is a Shogun. He's got the Shogunate castles, pouring in a lot of horsemen to try and hold that flank. Just long enough for us to remass here. Once again, military, look at that. Shogun just pumping out the DPS here. Man, that guy is carrying a weight on his back. I'm doing all right. Xerinium's doing all right. I know Grandpa's doing his best here, just pumping out as many horsemen as he can. Though I think he needs to get his economy in order. I think that's what's really holding him back. No, he's got 93. I guess he, does he have full upgrades? Those are mine. Does he have? Yeah, he's got his upgrades. I guess he's just, I don't know. That's weird. I guess just poor timing. He does fight alone a lot, just due to the nature of how it turns out. The cataphracts that try to dive are immediately getting cleaned up, though the camel camel riders are going to get on top of my mangonels. Ah, sucks. That sucks. Once again, repelling our forces, though all their keeps have been destroyed. Xerinium continuing to mass out on their border, take out their trade once again, forcing Green and Yellow to be fighting over here to deal with him, as 1v1 would take too slow. They're not going to be able to secure their trade, which means we can fight 3v2 over here or 2v2 depending on the situation. Mass siege from myself. It looks like Shogun's continuing to do a bunch of crossbows, which is not a bad choice. Sniping out the culverins, very well played. The forces are going to continue pushing forward. Mass mangonels at this point. I think we kind of realized if we want to really break through, we just need a lot of killing power. So just more siege. Just siege, and a few crossbows to clear up the diving knights. Yeah, you can just see immediately siege is just getting killed. Like when you just have the greater siege mass, it can put in the work, especially once you have the upgrades. Though we do see that Orange is coming back in, immediately going to try and dive the mass mangonels with camel riders. Smart play, but once again cleaned up. Though the camel archers here are going to continue doing some good work, though he is going to have to pull back because he is fighting us by himself. And mass siege is just pressuring it. Meanwhile, on the far right, we do see Xerinium has finally broken the back of Yellow. Green once again having to send in a mass army to hold this flank. That's not what you want. If you're fighting 2v1 on one flank, Yellow trying to get harass over on this end, but he really just needed to defend his base. They're losing their trade, whereas we're going to be able to clean this up. Xerinium is going to just send in this life force. He's already done what he needs to, cut off the trade, while farms are replaceable. Food is aplenty, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Shogun's a little low on food, but Grandpa's heavy, Xerinium's heavy. They can fund the war effort by themselves. They can just trade it over to allies, and mass camels will just clear this out. this attack from yellow is not going to be enough. Meanwhile, they are losing the mid completely due to the fact that yellow didn't protect his own flank, and green is having to pull out, which means it's just orange and teal. And sadly, they don't have enough here. The cannons from myself are taking out the walls in multiple positions. We have Shogun, who's making sure they can't get up additional defenses. Meanwhile, Grandpa and I are just slow rolling the middle. And even yellow's position over here is getting taken out. He's not going to be able to hold that for very long without reinforcements. And that's going to be a dip from the Byzantine player, which is fair. At this point, they've kind of lost a lot. And that's going to be green pulling out next. And that is yellow as well. So now we only have orange, and orange by himself knows it is over, and we'll call it there. That was a dragged out fight. Grandpa putting in mass cavalry, mass siege. Shogun just holding the line by himself, just throwing away massive amounts of crossbows just into an endless grind against camel archers. That is rough. That, man, that takes a lot of force of will to just want to stay in that grind forever. Shout out to all three of them. Xerinium doing the clever side push with good timing once we had secured the middle. Grandpa just really trying to hold his flank and keeping up whatever we needed. When we need mass cavalry, he was making mass horsemen. When it was time that we needed just mass siege, he just pumped out like 6-7 mangonels immediately, just really supplementing what we needed to help those pushes. Obviously, I did what Dandy does, just raid in the beginning, make whatever mass cavalry siege blobs we need in the end, and just kind of push in. So thank you all for joining me today, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next video, and hope you all enjoy. Take care.